Now that's a backpack. I had to do a quick little video on this here from GeekOn. I got it in a Kickstarter. This is their ultimate backpack, made for board gamers. It is fantastic. You know, I go down to a local game shop here in North Bay as well, North Bay Games and Hobbies, and I play games down there on Thursday nights. You know, and I used to bring all my games down in a Tupperware container, and it was a pain in the butt, right? You know, but this, you can carry everything, right? And it's got water resistance, so you don't have to worry about things getting ruined, and you don't have to worry about your board games getting all mixed up and everything because of the way they fit inside the actual case. As an example, check it out. It's awesome. You know, so everything fits in there, nice and neat, and then that way you don't end up with, you know, your pieces for your games all over the place inside the boxes and whatnot. Another thing that's cool is that if you're not going to be carrying that many games, it can still compress. It can go down and be smaller. It doesn't have to be that big. There's other compartments as well where you can keep things like your dice, cards, if you're doing D&D or, you know, whatever the case may be. And of course, with a big compartment like this, even if you have a case that you carry your minis in, you can slip a case in here pretty easy, depending on the size of the case. And just as an example, if any of you out there play Gloomhaven, you know the size of the box of a Gloomhaven. If you have this, this will still fit in there. So just as an example of how big this backpack really is. A couple of cool things too is that up in the top it has a spot here with elastics, right, to hold stuff, as well as like if you have some cards and stuff or whatever the pack, you know, you've got a compartment in here to hold loose stuff as well. And this is actually specifically designed for this. That came with it as well. Well, it was an option, you know, and this is kind of a combo thing. It's a dice tray, right? Nice little dice tray actually, and a dice carry case. Holds up to 30 dice and doesn't rattle or make any noise when you're walking around, which is great. It's got a foam inside that holds all your dice in there, and then you got your dice tray to play them in. Everything all fits together nice and neat. Fits into there, and then you got this elastic that holds everything down inside here, which is great. You know, also, if you're afraid your games are going to come apart, came with a bunch of these. There's larger ones and smaller ones, right? You know, for putting over your boxes to keep the lids on. Just like that. Fantastic. You know, so all together, you know, I just went to a friend's place there and came back. I brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games with me, plus a bunch of dice and some cards too that I wanted to show them. And in all reality, I could have still brought more, because on the sides, if you play like Sushi Go or Roll For It or any of those that come in the small tins, they fit in the side pouches perfectly. The bottom pouches actually come apart, and in here, that's really kind of neat. You know, if you have a beverage, it's a beverage holder. One other little thing that it came with, I've got clipped on here, is the Dragon Carabiner. You know, just if you want something to clip your keys to, or also to open up bottles. A lot of bottles that aren't always necessarily twist off, right? So you've got that. And then apparently it'll take a little hex bit too if you ever get caught in that situation, you need that. Although right here, you also have another place to hide your keys, yeah, so you don't lose them. And on the other arm, on this side, you got a place to put your sunglasses or a pen or something like that. In the top, you have this thing with a bunch of little elastics. So if you have, say, a pair of sunglasses, you know, you don't want them to get broke. It has like a tough case to the top of it and a place to kind of strap them in so they don't rattle around inside. So if you have really big things to put in here too, the top compartment, this actually comes down and then the whole entire space becomes available. However, you know, if you want to use it for smaller things you don't have, maybe you just have a couple of games you're going to bring, it doesn't matter if they're sideways, right? You know, if stuff can fall over the place or something like that. It's not like a lot of games, or you have a really well put together token organizer that keeps everything organized, whatever position that the boxes are in. Just take this zipper and go around, and that squishes the backpack down. See, so you have less space, but then you don't have this huge honking backpack when you don't need to have it too. Again, the zippers also have like a rubber kind of membrane over them too for the water resistant side of things, right, to keep things from getting wet inside if you get caught in the rain. Everything folds inside nice and neat, and now that's the thickness of your backpack instead of that being out to here. You know, so really great. In the front, you got, say, D&D books, or you have, you know, pads or something, notepads or whatever. You got tons of space in here. And then, of course, which I really like, oh, and it also has like a rubber feet in the bottom too, so if you're setting it down, it's not going to wear the material, which is kind of... One of the things I really like is this one right here. There's a little hidden compartment right here. In the back, there's also all the padding for your back, which is actually very comfortable. It's very easy to carry, even when you have like tons of pounds of games on your back. It's actually very easy to carry. But back here, you have actually, I keep my Surface in there. This is a padded compartment to slip a laptop or a Surface or tablet or anything like that into, right? And it's very inconspicuous, so like, you know, a person wouldn't even think that's in there, especially with the weight of the bag. A Surface, you wouldn't even realize it's there. It's kind of neat. Altogether, this has been probably one of the coolest purchases I've made in a long time. All I know is that this backpack makes life a lot easier for me, and I'm sure it would make it a lot easier for many people. Instead of Tupperware containers, everything fits in here easily. It's easy to carry, it's comfortable. The water resistance is a really cool feature, you know, and the add-ons that come with it too, like the dice tray and everything, is fantastic all together. Even the quality of the material is fantastic. You know, you get what you pay for when you get this, regardless if you got it for the Kickstarter or not, like I did, or if you go to still purchase it afterwards. I'm not sponsored for this by any way by GeekOn, but I do want to thank them for coming up with such a great item. You know, and of course, if you want this, you can still go to their site and you can still order it. It's worth it. It's a beautiful backpack, and you know, I don't know, I can't see myself ever going back to a Tupperware container. Holding all my minis, if I want to go painting somewhere. You'll probably see some videos in the future too, where I don't just always paint at home. I live in Canada, I live in Northern Ontario. It's beautiful up here, you know, and I love camping, I love ATVing, I love going out into the wilderness. I live outside of the city. You know, I've got deer that come out of my backyard. You know, so I love camping and heading out into the wilderness, fishing, you know, that kind of stuff. Sometimes I actually bring some minis with me, and you know, if I camp at night, there's nothing much else to do but just to relax out there, you know, once it gets dark. So I bring myself a nice light of a few colors and maybe one mini that I'm working on, or two. And I've got nobody bugging me, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere and just enjoying doing what I do. And now with the camera that I have, I can show you guys that too. So you'll probably see videos of me going out and doing painting that way, which is gonna be fun. But at the same time, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna use this backpack because, hey, weather resistance, if I get caught in the rain, good to go. I don't have to worry about my minis or anything getting ruined. And you know what, even for if a person was to go backpacking somewhere and go camping, I kind of like this, because this is like almost like a luggage bag. You know, if you think about when you have like a camping bag, you know, and you've got the straps and stuff on the sides to put your hatchet and, you know, your straps at the bottom to hang your sleeping bag and your tent and whatnot. But the problem with those all the time is that whenever you need something out of the bag, it's always at the bottom. And you gotta open up the top and dig everything out to get to that thing that's way down here. Regardless of how well you try to previously plan the situation, it always seems to work that way. The thing that's great about this is that it's like a luggage bag, right? So if I need something that's at the bottom, the middle, the top, doesn't matter. I open it, I can get to it, no matter where it is. And because it's got weather resistance, I think that this would actually make a fairly decent camping bag. It's not going to be as big as some of the big ones if you're going to be going out for a week or something. But you know, if you're just going out for a night or two, you know, and you're packing light, you know, you have a separate container up here to put a bunch of stuff. You got things on the sides. You know, you've got the straps still on the sides that you can even still strap maybe a small hatchet or something like that down. You know, or your, you know, whatever. Like if you have like one of those small inflatable mattresses or something like that. You know, and put all your gear in here, food and whatever. You know, for a night or two. I think this would be great. So, you know, those at GeekOn, right? Hey man, maybe do a camo one. Anyway, that's it for me. Please hit like, hit subscribe. You know, it really helped to try to keep this channel going. I really would like to keep doing this. If you want to check out all the accessories and everything, like I said, check out GeekOn. They make a great product. And I'll catch you on the next video.